What's up? What's up? Good morning, you guys. How are you guys doing this morning? Hope everybody's doing fantastic. I see you guys in America and the Philippines live this episode, and we're talking more about LinkedIn. And if you are a LinkedIn, let me get my little stuff here. If you are a LinkedIn pro, if you're like a LinkedIn veteran, I'm not talking to you, okay? Don't be insulted by this episode. If your LinkedIn is rocking, you got all the bells, all the whistles, and you are balling on LinkedIn. Not for you, but for the 722 million of you that just joined in 2020 and this 2021, are a lot of you that I see that are contacting us asking about how we do our graphics, how do we set up our LinkedIn pages. And my LinkedIn page, if you guys looked about 6 months ago, was horrendous. I actually was criticized by people that I was doing deals with. They're old friends of mine from back home. They were like, Negro, what is wrong with your LinkedIn? Why does it look so terrible, the way it was organized, the way it was written? And I'm still working with OUTZED, you guys, the team over there, and they're still uploading and doing editing to my profile to make it even better. But I wanted to do this week to kind of get this out because a lot of you guys, and we're pushing for Black folks to get on LinkedIn too, by the way. Blacks, women, minorities. LinkedIn is not your old LinkedIn anymore. They've done a lot better job with it. So I will say that right now, LinkedIn is a lot more diverse, a lot more inclusive, a lot less whitey-tighty than it was before. So jump on there and see what it's about. If you guys are here for the first time, by the way, you guys are chiming in. I'm Kareem Jackson. You guys are live on the set right now. I help woke entrepreneurs to minimize their cluttered lifestyles, to outsource their business process, to live the dream life with freedom and all that great stuff that they've always dreamed of. Because that's what I've been doing. That's what I've been living. And so I've been telling folks a lot about this. And we get on topics like this when you guys ask us questions over at AskKareem@KareemAntonio.com, or now if you go to our partners at OUTZED.us, you guys are OUTZED.com. They're giving, when you guys go there and fill out the form or fill whatever you put in the form or whatever questions you ask them, they get those to me. And then we talk about it live on the show, you guys. So at the end of the day, this is where we're at right now, you guys. These basic things, you guys. Very basic things. Like I said, if you are on LinkedIn, you don't need to watch this show. Just send it to someone that you know needs help, because a lot of y'all do not help us. Y'all don't help us. Y'all criticize us. Y'all talk about us, but you don't help us. So I want to make sure that I put this together so that we could talk about this, because I want folks to understand. So the first thing that they mentioned, you guys, was the profile picture. You just want to make sure that your profile picture is nice. You want to make sure that you take care of it, that you focus on understanding that you want to look good. No different than you want to be professional, by the way. You don't want it to be a situation where your profile picture looks like you're on Instagram somewhere. You don't want that. But you do want to actually have it to where you have a picture that shows you very clearly, that kind of, if you look at mine, I got it to where I have a red background, and I took a photo shoot specifically for this, because you guys know I don't wear suits every day. So I put a suit jacket on with a little Miami Vice V-neck underneath it, had my hair up looking professional, had my little nerdy glasses on, and I took a picture. I got a few of those, so I can change those out. I put a red background, which are company colors for K&Co America, you guys. And then I actually have the cover photo where it showcases my newest books that are out right now that you guys can get, which is, I'll do a little plug for myself. And understand, you guys, I'm pushing this because when we get inquiries from you, what we do, the first thing that we do from potential clients is look at their LinkedIn page. And mainly all of our pushing and promotion we do on LinkedIn. We don't really do business on Facebook or Instagram or things like that. We know they're popular, so we'll do things on those platforms to push them and drive them to LinkedIn. Update your photo and current headshots and show their image. What they're saying is here, right about here and up. So your picture is like, where am I at? Here we are. Your picture is closer up. You want a great picture like that. You don't want a bunch of people around you. You don't want tons of things around you. You don't want a full body shot necessarily. There's a cover picture, the banner image for that, okay? Because the next one, you guys, is your banner image. The banner image, they says, you guys, is your profile is very important. Because remember, when they first go to your page, they click on you, or if you pop up in searches, what they see is your picture and your banner. And in the first few lines, we're going to get into that next, but that's the first thing that they see. It should say something about you, what you're doing, what you're selling, what you want. It should, if you're a salesman, you know what I mean. It should show that lifestyle, professional type image, because LinkedIn is kind of hedging on lifestyle and professional. You got some bullies that say that certain things shouldn't be on LinkedIn. That's for Instagram or Facebook, or they say that you shouldn't post so much and things like that. But at the end of the day, the first thing they see are those two things. So make sure it says something about you. Make sure that the text on that banner is big enough for everyone to read, because they're looking typically on their phones, and a lot of them are looking up and down, right? But understand the banner image is really important. And the things OUTZED says specifically to do is make sure that the image is relevant. That's one thing. So relevant to what you do and who you are trying to attract. That's one. Use taglines. Like us, if you're celebrating 20 years, if you're celebrating your anniversary, or you have your new book out, or you are, an award-winning whatever it is in your industry, don't be afraid to say that, because no one's going to brag for you. You need to brag for your stuff. You need to stand out. Remember, they're already typically looking for Blacks and minorities. So you want to make sure that if you have any awards, like I have Black, Entrepreneur of the Year awards. I have CM Magazine, Gay Entrepreneur of the Year awards. I have resolutions for my contributions to Minority America. That's all inside of my profile or inside of my cover page, as well as that. If you have a web address for your business or for anything, make sure that's in there as well, in the graphics, and then include calls to action to grab attention. Let's get started. Let's work together. Let's go. Let's call to action. Like you see a lot of folks say, looking for new adventures, looking for new opportunities. They say what they're doing, so that when you see it, you know that they're open to it. The next one, you guys, is really unique, which I liked about LinkedIn. I really enjoyed this part because I do a lot of self-marketing promotion, is you can have a professional, personalized, glamour URL for your LinkedIn. If you look at mine, I always say, hey, get me on LinkedIn. Or if you look at the streamer down the bottom, it says Kareem Jackson Live on LinkedIn. You can do the same thing for yours. LinkedIn allows you to have personal URL, which is linkedin.com/you. Right? Which is really, really cool, because that's how there's SEO. So someone can Google Kareem Jackson Live. They can Google me and my LinkedIn will come up, which is a really great feature. It's kind of like each of us has a little personal social media type business networking website on LinkedIn. That's kind of how they have it set up, which is really, really great. Really, really wonderful. And you can change your URL profile. We can get into that and work with you closer to help you do that. But pretty much when you go through, when you set everything up, it's going to ask you in there if you want to change it. And I would think about how I want to change it, what it is that I want. And remember, as I told you, there's SEO. But what you kind of do is you want to click on the me icon at top of your LinkedIn page where it says me, right? And then you want to you view the profile, and then you want to go down and you want to click the public profile and the URL. It's on the right-hand rail, right? Click that, or click edit public profile, and click an URL. So you want to click to edit it, right? And then you want to go through under edit your customized URL on the right rail, which is the right hand. You're going to see it when it pops up, and you want to click edit icon next to your profile URL. Type the last part of your new custom URL in the text box, click save. It's just like that. Okay. To make that more professional looking, the contact information, you guys, many businesses seek out organized professionals, so make sure that your contact information is complete. Whatever that is, it may be contact me on LinkedIn, like that may be it, but whatever you need to put there, according to, remember, if you're working in a certain city, you're not global like me, then you have an address, you have a place where you can be contacted, or a business, for example. If you change your cell phone number and email address, update your LinkedIn. Don't have old numbers there. You know what I'm saying? If your LinkedIn allows you to include many different contact points, use them all. Your email, your Facebook, your this, your that, because remember, according to what country you're dealing with or what type of level person you're dealing with, I have clients that literally still make phone calls. So you don't know who is trying to connect with you, and you want to have all these things there so they can see it. And once you put it there, it's there. You just need to update it from time to time. You want to use all three of the website fields, by the way. You want to put different pages from the same site if you only have one site, which means the contact page and the welcome page and the product page, or things like that. You want to utilize that the best way that you can. And one nice tip, you guys, is to use the other option when listing a website or a blog. Use that option, because remember, LinkedIn is searchable, okay? And people are looking at it, and they go to your profile page to see about you. Next thing, you guys, the headline, okay? Your LinkedIn profile headline can be thought of as a tagline, a slogan, for example. The headline field allows the maximum of 120 characters, which I've never actually used all of them, but that's a lot of characters. And it will appear under your name on your profile page. So if you look over here, it appears on your name and your profile. So when you're searchable, when they first see you, whether it's like on a search from Google, or whether you post your URL or your page into a message to promote yourself, it comes up, right? It's the first thing they see, along with your profile picture and your banner up here at the top. The headline field is automatically populated with your job title. So make sure that your job title is exactly what the hell you do, okay? Put there what the hell you really do. I don't care if you're a party promoter. I'm the best party promoter in Dallas. I do the best dreadlocks in the city. I'm the best nanny professional you will find on LinkedIn. Whatever it is, claim it and say it. So when you do your headline, understand who we are. And I'm saying minorities, Black folks, Filipinos, women, understand we are the minority. So we need to tell them from the beginning, right up front, how wonderful we are. Next one, you guys, education. Common sense here, you guys. Some companies prize graduates from certain universities. Others are specifically interested in university graduates in general. Like in the old days, college graduates are required. But try to make sure that you complete this as fully as possible. But keep this in mind. Whether you went to college or not, whatever your education is, put it here. Don't be ashamed. Add your university or college, LinkedIn URL. Their logo will then show on your profile. Select the box asking if you wish to show education at the top of your profile. Next, you guys, is location. Obviously, the whole world is global. Location, for some people, the question is, should I add my current location, my LinkedIn profile, particularly if they're hoping to move to a new location? If your work is typically online, then this will have no real impact for you to be seen or your ability to find positions. But LinkedIn claims profiles with a precise location appear on more searches. So, of course, if your business is located in this town, then you're going to appear in more searches because people are looking for something or someone in that town. Typically, but not always, okay? And mind you, big companies like LinkedIn, no one knows where the hell they are. Nobody knows what their offices look like. No one knows what Facebook offices look like, where they're at. I mean, Americans, we may know, but no one around the world knows that. But adding a precise location may appear to confine you and your profile to being viewed by employers in your local work area. If you're looking for a job in your local work area, put your damn address, okay? It makes common sense. But if you're looking for global work, you might not want to focus on that so much. But if you're looking for global work or you're looking for global clients, typically you're the one, you're playing offense. You're going for them. So it's a little different for you. But either way, if you're looking for something local, then put your local address there, or at least the city where you are, things like that. However, these days, many businesses search in LinkedIn for people by skills, right? Rather than people for a particular location, because they're willing to relocate you. Now, a lot of people are doing remote work, so they're looking for diversity, inclusion, and skills. But typically for these days, rather than people from a particular location, because especially when the role can be carried out remotely. And by this, I mean, maybe you did work in a company before, but now that you're looking on JobStreet or you're looking at monster.com, you're realizing all these big companies are saying remote. So maybe the blessing for you now is that you can apply worldwide as long as they're looking for a remote person. That could be good for you. If you want to move to a different location, some suggest adding a zip code for your location where you want to work. You can do that. However, the downside of this is the company contacts you for an interview, and then you have to explain that you don't live in the area. It isn't a good first impression. So just keep that in mind too, you guys. The next one, you guys, we're getting onto the about situation. This was hard for me. This section was hard for me because it's hard for me to write about myself, and that's kind of been the way it's been for me for quite a while. So I wanted to make sure that this section, I really didn't want to write it myself. Again, one, I didn't want to be too braggadocious, right? And then two, I think it's been about 6 years since I've done the about type thing for myself. And I wanted to really have OUTZED, the writers over at OUTZED, when I outsourced my LinkedIn to be edited by them. I wanted them to kind of write it. They know me. They can research me and see what I've done. And we've been working with this group for over a year now, going on 2 years. So I know these group pretty well, even before the OUTZED was finally launched and in beta testing right now. So I wanted someone else to do this for me. And this might be something that you want to think about too, is having it to where someone actually is doing your about for you. And even if you do a little bare bones, you might want to write a little bit and, do the bare bones and get it out there. But you really want to go through and you want to have someone that knows you to write this for you, because at the end of the day, not one, I can't spell, even though I'm a writer, I'm not a good editor. But two, a lot of times we miss things about ourselves. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we miss things that we know, we take for granted, things that we do or we don't use the right vocabulary, things like that. So I specifically, at OUTZED, I got the big package. I didn't want to do nothing. Well, I did post everything myself, but now they're going and checking. But that's only because I didn't know at the time how to give someone access to my LinkedIn page. I had to go figure out my password. It's been so many years and things like that. So when you put your about section, let's get back to that. Use the about section to sell yourself or your company. Okay. This is where you differentiate and set yourself apart from everyone else. This is it. And they've got some tips here they gave me, by the way, too, I want to talk to you about. You will always write in the first person. I make this mistake all the time. Make sure that there is a call to action too. So you want to write in the first person. The next section, the featured section, is another section I'm working on my own profile. I'm redoing to be more current. The featured section is relatively new. It's actually a very new section. And this section, which has been added to the LinkedIn profile, is at the bottom of the section. You have a streamer where you can have, I think it's, let's see if they tell me here. This is where you should add the best examples of your skills or work, the ones you are most proud of. For me, it's articles. For me, it's features and videos and things like that. Sometimes I put clients there. You can change these, by the way. You can share these from there if you change them, or the ones that secured rave reviews or feedback, right? So the experience section also gives you an opportunity to link to examples of your work, and so that you don't need to add everything under the featured section. If you go to social media pages like Facebook and LinkedIn, it's all a featured section. Your crap is all right there. Here, it's all about your skills and experience and things like that. And in the features, it's just a few things you want to feature, literally feature, things like that. And this is where you may want to have one linking to a video on your YouTube channel. For example, by the way, you can't upload videos here. This is where the links and URLs come in, play that you can put. Usually LinkedIn doesn't like that. They want you to upload organically to the site, which only have 10 minutes to do that, in a video. But here you literally put URLs in here. So you can feature a page on your website. You can feature a video on your YouTube channel, things like that. And that's a good place for it, because folks that are common, that follow you maybe, can always go here and click it to get to your YouTube channel to see your videos. If they can't see it in the stream, or you haven't posted anything recently, they can use it for that way. It also is a way for folks to be able to see your work, your experiences, and things like that. So keep that in mind too. So you can add your images there, graphics and infographics, publish paper links, video articles, blogs can go there, as well as web links and interesting social media posts too. So if you've been featured on other social media, other places, you can put that in here as well. It's a really great section. And again, it comes up in SEO. It's a perfect place to build your reputation by showcasing you guys and demonstrating your expertise and skills. Anything that you have done that got you an award, has anything to do with diversity and trailblaze and inclusion, put this in the featured section. Companies are looking for minorities who can do this. If you're a professional, like a nanny, for example, you have you can actually put here a recommendation from a client and a picture of you with their kids or whatever it might be. It's featured right here. When it comes from that, the experience now, you can complete this field in two ways, okay? You can do it in a CV resume type style, or you can do a skills and services style. So most LinkedIn profiles use the CV approach because they're looking for jobs. And they list every job, they list their role, like a regular resume, with the emphasis on achievements and success, right? So keep in mind also too that the skills and services approach, which is the one that I use as a professional, allows you to evidence your skills and skill sets and achievements. This can give potential employers or clients, for example, a better, more specific idea of what you do or have done, or what you can do, and how this might fit with roles that they need to fill or things they need to do. Right? So they're looking for this as a way to realize, okay, this guy has done ebooks before. Here's a few of them. This is what I need. He's done websites before. He's worked in this position before, things like that. Pick whatever works best for you, you guys. But remember to highlight successful achievements and use bullets, list, and emphasize things. You want to list bullets. You want to be like, I make the best barbecue in Kansas City. And here, boom, I won this award, that award, this award. I went to the county fair and won this, like that. I got some top tips for you. You can add the URL link or the company's LinkedIn pages. You can do that. So in that, you can put the company's pages, the URL, so they can click it and they can easily see the company or things like that. You can do that. This will ensure the company's names are consistent and logo is displayed on your profile. That's one way. Also, it tags them, FYI. Don't just list jobs, include any not-for-profit roles and other noteworthy achievements. For example, if you've written a book, been on a keynote speaker or in an industry, or if your interest related to seminars, conferences, or webinars, you want to make sure that that's also here. Or if if you raise considerable funds for an organization or an event, for a project, or won an award, put that here, you guys. And then when they see the next section, which is accomplishments, right? You want this to reinforce what you set up here, okay? Keep that in mind. Accomplishments, okay? Whilst everything should be already, or at least everything should have already been noted up here at the top on the other sections, right? You can still list accomplishments again, because some people might jump through this, or you might want to list it because they're listed here. They're not worded out, right? So consider listing courses you've attended or you've led, right? Even in-house, in-company seminars, training seminars, things like that. A lot of folks that have jobs take for granted that whatever you do with that job is including your job. But if you've learned something, if you learned a skill from that job, put it here. If you learned Excel on the job, if you learned Microsoft Word on the job, if you learned QuickBooks on the job, don't forget to put that here as the accomplishments at that job. Keep that in mind, you guys. Consider listing courses and things like that, but also, you guys, books you've read, books and shows that you like for work, like books I've read Think and Grow Rich. I've read Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. I've read Robert Kiyosaki, but in your industry, it might be another book. You want to list these things there. And also, don't forget this too, you guys. I speak English. I speak Tagalog. I speak Spanish. Put that there as well. And people take this for granted. If you're Filipino and you speak English, that's 2 languages. Put it there. So at the end of the day, you take for granted that, no, that's a language you know. So you're bilingual. Skills and endorsements, you guys. Okay, I got a top tip for this one, you guys. Skills and endorsements. I didn't really do much of this until recently. I've just gotten my first endorsements and recommendations. I learned, okay, I asked them, can you give me a recommendation, give me an endorsement? Turn this section live after tightening it up. This section does not have to be live. Work on this section, get it all going, and then once you do that, then make it live. Don't post it half-ass, okay? Remove any duplicates or relevant skills. Let's make sure that you update that. It's more fine-tuned, because folks might pick random things for you that you really are not applying for or pushing right now. Keep that in mind. Less is more is the approach that I would use. So aim to have fewer skills listed, but a lot of endorsements. You understand what I'm saying? So from others for each of those skills. So maybe you only have 5 skills or 2 skills, but you got 100 endorsements for it, for example. Okay. So you're really good at it, because all of these things rank you higher eventually, right? If any of your listed skills are less than 15 endorsements mentioning them, you should consider if they even need to list them at all. But eventually you want to see what people are really endorsing you for, and you want to really hone in on that. Unless it's a niche skill that not many people have, for example. But the reason why, I'm telling you the reason why. The reason is because 2 things. One is you have a skill, say for me, it's sales and marketing. But say I think that I'm more on the marketing side. So I look for people to endorse me for marketing. But then I start noticing that everyone's clicking me for sales. That gives you insights on what folks see you as, and also what folks are probably looking for. So when you're out there marketing yourself, you might want to push that skill more than the marketing skill. Try to encourage past and present employers, colleagues, and your peers that you've worked with to visit your profile. Because remember, you're new to LinkedIn, right? You're going to see that you know a bunch of people on LinkedIn. Go to those people and visit your profile and tick the skills. It's a very easy thing, and LinkedIn will actually send some folks these automatically for you. That's how you start seeing people endorsing you for different things, so that you can, but ask people to do it for you. This act as endorsement for your skills, remember, and return the favor too. So if you do have some people there that you know that are on LinkedIn, they do endorse for your skills, it has an option for you to endorse them back. That's all I'm saying. So you guys, the last one here, recommendations, you guys, let me just say it this way. Recommendations for me, you guys, I'll just say this. Try to cultivate these requests from appropriate connections. Okay. I went to clients I had to get a recommendation, partners I've got. I went to Ambassador Harry Thomas, who I've worked with personally and professionally, featured in one of our magazines for an endorsement. I asked some other partners of mine as well. And I haven't really pushed that section for recommendations as much. I'll get more on that, but I did do a few. I never had any ever before. And they did. They wrote nice recommendations. So I did get from clients and they wrote some really, you don't know what folks are going to write. And then they write you, by the way, you can say no or edit it or don't put it up or whatever. It's your choice. It doesn't go up there automatic. You have to approve it, but it kind of like makes you feel good when you read it, because remember, professionals, we take for granted that we don't really need recommendations anymore for business. We don't need letters of recommendation, but when you get one, it's really a flattering thing. And it means that it takes time. And then you can share the recommendation on your page. You can congratulate them publicly. So keep this in mind. The more generous you are, the more it will also come back to you. So you need to go out there and do recommendations. You need to go out there and do endorsements too. Don't just give me all the time. So keep that in mind. If you like this episode, please share it. Please comment. Please let me know. And if you don't want to deal with any of this stuff, or you're an owner of a company and you just can't do it, OUTZED.us can handle your LinkedIn page for you. They can help you with your business page, get all set up. They can coach you. They can do the graphics and the layout and things like that for you. They can help you with some posts, thumbnails, marketing banners, copywriting to really make your page pop. They can help you about that about section. They can do a lot of that because they're doing it for me. That's why my about section is blank, because I'm waiting on them to help me with my write-up for it. So when you guys see me next time, I'll probably be able to show you what they wrote for me. But understand, you guys, really great show. Kareem Jackson live on the set. Thank you for being here, you guys. Remember, success is for everyone, you guys. That means you. It means you. Don't take it for granted, you guys. Don't do it. Do not sit up here and struggle when you don't have to struggle. Love you guys. Thank you for being here, and I will see you tomorrow on And Show. Cheers, you guys.